X, share it on, but don't have Snapchat. Chat filter. Oh, do you know what I need to sort out? Live chat on, community chat on. Oh, cool. Right, let's see what's going on down here today. Wait for this one here. Let's go walk around the back. Right, so we're just going to make our way to the actual hotel now. I know it's not busy down there, but a few people are already gathered. Can you just go and test that the comments are available, please, mate? So we're just going to go down and see what the reaction is. Yeah, YouTube, yeah. I'm just doing live on YouTube today. I've been away for the last few days, so I got back this afternoon. So I've got sort of a few technical glitches with StreamYard, so just doing YouTube today. So I have shared it on Facebook and X. But if anyone in the room can just share, please, and we sort of get prepared so that when we get there, I can start speaking to people, get people's opinions. Because if anyone's not already aware, which you should be, the court ruled in favour of the Home Office today, which basically means obviously there's going to be a trial basically to obviously decide. So it's not the end of the battle, but it feels like a massive kick in the teeth. You know, locals been out protesting week in, week out. Got an injunction in their favour, by which the Home Office tried to make an application at the last minute, which was thrown out. However, they've the right to appeal, which they have done. In order, so basically what it means is that the appeal is appeal, so that they can put in a case to keep it open. Basically, is the long and short of it. So it's not the end of the battle, like I say, but not a very, just the way that it's going with the judiciary and the Home Office actually interfering, because they, in my opinion, they shouldn't really be getting involved in local issues. What the part of the summary, I didn't watch the whole summary, by the way, I was driving, so if you want to comment if I do make any mistakes or if I do comment incorrectly on what I'm saying, then feel free to correct me. So basically, after yesterday as well, watching that, it now appears that asylum seekers and asylum hotels have more priority in our society than us as the locals. Women and children, their safety is not paramount, or I thought it used to be. It should have been paramount, but it ain't. So, absolute wrong. Well, I'm going to try and cut down my swearing, but if I could swear, I'm absolutely fuming. But it also just reiterates the judiciary system, like I said a minute ago, within the UK. It's absolutely abhorrent, and I'm not surprised actually with this decision's gone against the council. But let's not forget, the council, Epping Council, have messed up themselves. Yeah, they actually messed up the case, so it's their own fault. They used Holly Whitbread's statement, a witness statement, her comments about the protesting as part of the witness statement, saying that the only people that are coming down here are like extremists and far right, and the people from the area, people that were protesting weren't locals. So it's an absolute nonsense. Let's try and see who we can get. You can see we're approaching now the hotel. There are people out. So we'll see what's going on. There's plenty of people rocking up now. So let's go and get people's views. We've got the old police liaison officers here. We're going to say hello to a few councillors. Let's see what's going on. There's a few people. Here's the amazing Orla, who's how are you doing?
Thank you.
How
are you?
Pissed off.
Sarah and I found our signs. We left them last night and they were in the rain and we couldn't see them. Hi, love. And then we just found them over there in the bush.
Oh, is that our secret hiding spot?
That's our secret. Yeah, so someone's obviously gathered them for us. We were in the pub, so.
Well, at least, look, here we go. Look, got some. Look,
They just walked through last
they're
night.
happy as Larry. They are now. These
Last
migrants.
night, no joke, we were over there, and there were 4 of them who walked back with JD Sports bags, Primark bags, where they'd just been to Westfield.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I could not believe my eyes, and I said, and there was a woman, and she said to me, "I can't afford to buy school to go to the school
Like
and buy
clothing banks.
second-hand clothes," and they're kind of, it's just, you know, so it's so. I was saying, so it's so much more than just the sexual assault and that. Everything
Yeah,
else. It's so much
it's
more.
everything.
Yeah.
And I was just saying on the way down, because obviously now I'm going live, but it's like, even with the decision, we know it's not the end of the end of the war, but just basically means that we're going to have like a trial. Is that right? Yeah. But after today and after listening to parts of the summary, we knew it was coming. We knew what was coming.
We knew it was coming, and it won't change. It won't change till we leave the ECHR. And Starmer and that government are absolutely, Starmer particularly, is completely and utterly infatuated with the EU. That's his only interest. He wants to see himself in Switzerland in a nice big mansion. That's his dream. Right? He wants to be the next Ursula von der Leyen.
Yeah, they're all getting these promises. You know, these little backhand promises.
Ridiculous. So until we leave that, there is no point.
But also, though, the home office shouldn't be getting involved. Now, what they're going to do? They're going to get involved in every single one.
Well, they will. But that's the point. The thing is, if they let this bloke win, then it would just set a domino effect for the rest of the country.
Yeah.
And then they'd have every council and it would be a disaster.
Well, that was part of their ruling as to go against the decision, like to overturn it. Yeah. So what? So what if that's going to be like in terms of what if that's what the councils want to do? Well, they can. There's plenty. What they got to do is, I don't know if I've had this conversation, but people ask, well, where they're going to go, we're just moving the problem. Well, two things, right? Wherever they are moved to, whether they obviously want HMO shut down as well, but let's say they do get dispersed amongst other parts of other communities, right? Then they've got to get out and protest, get them shut down. We've got to bring the problem back to the border, because then if we haven't got enough places for them to be housed, the problem then arises at the border. The bottleneck starts there. As we can see, like, there's a lot of tooting going on, everyone. People are like full support, people are rocking up. We'll just get some pictures and stuff, and we'll go and speak to Sarah afterwards as well. You know, it's an absolute joke, isn't it? Oh, that's the other side of that. Oh, you can see, look, St. George's flag's been put on. I did see that the other day, but we've got the mainstream media here.
Okay. And then sometimes go get yourself out to the news channel. Fair enough. It feels like you do, doesn't it? Have you told that before?
So you guys work for the Sun? You like subcontractors? Oh, boys. Yeah, but,
No? Yeah. I've done a thing on top TV with him this morning. Yeah. No, they're on our side.
Well, are you? Are you on our side? Or you just... Yeah, but I'll have a chat with you after. Well, got mainstream media, guys. The Sun are in. Not the biggest fans of them, to be honest. Even I used to read them when I was younger. You've got the up there with me. Because at the end of the day, they're trying to come up again. Just take all the fucking... All they want is a headline. Do you know what I mean? Do they give a shit about the locals? I asked him, and he couldn't even answer the question. So, there's a summary there. Someone could screen record that. His reaction there. Well, let me go through some comments. Right. Sharon, I know, disgusting result. March for change. Hate saying this, but I told you so. Yeah, you know what? March for change. Yeah. Look, yeah. I was expecting the worst, but it doesn't mean to say no, I'm not fuming. You know what I mean? You just expect at least one thing to go in your favour. There's always something, you know? Always something. JM, yeah, awful. Full screen too. Oh, yeah, do you know why I've gone? Because I've gone straight onto YouTube. When I was doing StreamYard, what I need to do, if I get that back up and running again, I'll just need to change the studio and put it into a landscape mode. And then once I've done that, it will be how it was. But I'm going to try and get another proper stand, because obviously it's hard holding the phone landscape, especially when I've got like cables coming out of it, because I run out of power as well, didn't I? So let's go through some of these. Britain is broken. Yes, mate. Look, we need to sort out you coming on as a moderator. I don't even know how to do it, but I'll have to add you as a mod on YouTube. Jojo, Chanel, hi. Hi, Dan. Hi, Galaxy. Yeah. Well, would you act the same towards me, even though I'm a British citizen but reside in India? Uh, what do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that, Chandra. As long as if you're over here and you're working, you're paying your taxes, mate. I don't have a problem with that, and you're actually like here to make a better life for yourself and integrate into British culture and society. Then fair play to you, mate. You know, if you don't know me, mate, I'm half Irish and half Maltese, so my family had to do the same thing. Tony Macarone, my neighbour was homeless for 5 years. Took the council 5 years to home him. I know it's ridiculous. Yes, Crusade time, mate. Yes, I know who you are, mate. I hope you're coming down today, mate. Is the video good quality? Yeah. Do you know what it is? I don't want to go too far up because I know I've changed network provider, so the quality is pretty good, but sometimes it can drop out. So I don't want to get no buffering. I just want to see these boys from the sun, like.
In an army truck with 4 transit vans behind.
I don't know if you saw, we saw some migrants going into the hotel earlier as well, wasn't it? You know what I mean? So you can see there's a few of them at the door. Police are going around the back of the hotel there. Who's that going in? Security. Got some extra gates out here. Guys, got 150 in here. Cheers. Can we keep sharing as well? Start a poll. I'll start a Q&A. I've never done one of these before. What's the court ruling? Correct. Yes or no? Sorry about the crap spelling, but I'm normally part of the grammar police, but I made a mistake in some of my posts yesterday, by the way. Someone pulled me up on it. I'll move it out of the way. Oh no, how do I get rid of that? Because that's right in the middle, isn't it? Yeah, I put QC instead of KC on one of my posts yesterday, you know, and I had the grammar police pulling me up on it, but it is what it is. I'm going to go across the road to see if I can take some footage of coming back through. Go through. Thank you very much. Cheers. So I'm going to get rid of that poll because it's right in the middle of the screen, isn't it? Is it right in the middle of the screen? Can I still talk to this gentleman? Hello, mate. How you doing? You all right? Yeah, I just thought, do you mind if I do the live stream at the minute? I'll just going around chatting to the locals. I'm a local as well, so I've been coming down to all the protests myself. I just want to know, like, obviously, your initial reaction after the decision today. You're not surprised?
Not one bit.
Yeah.
Just disgusted, really. Just, I can't even put into words how you feel.
It's always like a kick in the teeth. That's how I felt when I saw it coming through.
Terrible. But I'm not one bit surprised.
Yeah.
The country's in turmoil. This is just going to be making things even worse.
Yeah. In regards to that, how do you feel things are going to like pan out over the next sort of coming days and weeks?
I think there's going to be unrest in the country.
Yeah.
I think it's going to kick people. People are going to have had enough. I've had enough. I'm not far right. I'm not. It just makes you sick. Called far right. Just because you're worried about your children. You can't fit 2 pints in a pint glass. With all the goodwill in the world, you can't keep on and on and on taking in people.
Well, it's constant. It's like the doubling down from the governments and the agencies that are around them, whether it's like the judiciary, the treatment by the police, the treatment by the government. You know, all we want is like safety. We just want our women and children to be able to go to school and be safe. But, you know, the fact that we can't, and now, like, I fear that, like, over with this kids, especially going back next week, I think there's going to be, you know, where there's going to be unrest, there's going to be people wanting to do the right thing and be outside the schools to try and, you know, monitor children going back. But I'm not necessarily fully in favour of that, only because you might get school children feeling intimidated by a lot of, like, you know, adults being in the vicinity. So that might have a negative effect, which we don't really want. Even though, like I say, they're going there for the good intentions, we don't necessarily want that either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like for me, I mean, I'm exactly on the same. I wasn't surprised. I had a few conversations with people last night. We had a feeling, but at the same time, you just want that one little bit of like, you know, but not even justice. It's just like you just want something to go in your way. But then when you look at the background of the, you know, the three judges, you know, the lords and that, you know, it speaks for itself, really, you know. But I'm hoping there's going to be a few more people will be coming down there. I see a lot of the mainstream media here.
Right.
There's them couple of lads there. There's one who just bought. They're from the Sun. I know they were speaking to Sarah and all earlier. I sort of warned them off them because I don't trust anything they say. Even I said to him, "You're going to report it correctly."
Yeah.
Oh, you know, they're all right, but unfortunately, in my experience, from what I see from the mainstream media, they just report what they want to report, and then what they'll do, they'll be willing to throw you under the bus in a flash. Like all they want is that headline to sell a newspaper.
Yeah.
Like I'm just going to get rid of that. Us, you know, like I've just started doing. I mean, I'm on X quite a bit, but I've started doing some citizen journalism since this has kicked off, and I've been coming down trying to just report the truth back to people.
Yeah.
That's all I've been trying to do, and you know, not obviously there's so many people doing it now, and you know, people getting to see what real news is about. Speaking to people like yourself, because they pick and choose who they want to speak to. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like you had the councillors up here the other week trying to take all the glory, but now that's backfired because of their stupid comments saying, you know, things about the constituents.
Yeah.
You know, saying that as they're extremists, they're far right, and they're only coming up here to cause trouble. Well, that's a complete.
All right.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Just because you care and you've had enough, and you just.
Well, the thing is, we've been labelled these things for so long, and because you say you don't want illegal migrants living in your community, because they're not adding anything. They're not any. They're not. You know, they're not proactive in regards to the economy. They don't add or invest anything. You know, they take. It's take.
Men, they want a girl, don't they? It's just a recipe.
Even without the acts that the crimes that have been committed, we still don't want them here.
No, it's just.
They've got a completely different culture, and that's not being racist. They come here, they don't understand. They think it's okay to go and grope a 14-year-old girl. Do you know what I mean? It's disgusting.
The verdict goes right on Monday. Is it Monday the verdict?
Yeah, well, I think it was Wednesday and yesterday was the case. I think it was 2 days, and I think because I've been away, I was on on Wednesday and Thursday, but so I believe that they've probably gone away to sort of make a decision. You know what I mean? So yeah, if that is it on Monday, then that's news to me. Then yeah, because that was at Chelmsford. Yeah.
We'll wait and see. I won't be surprised if he got off. So much pressure on him.
Well, that will be another thing as well. You know what I mean? If that comes back again, not in favour. It just depends how the case has been. I mean, I've not obviously been there, you know, so it's hard to know how the evidence and that's been given and stuff like that. But you just hope that they've presented a good enough case.
It was always going to happen, weren't it? It's just a ticking time bomb, isn't it?
Yeah.
If it weren't here, it'd be somewhere else.
But it is going on elsewhere, though. This is the thing. It's happening everywhere, and it's not just the odd one. It's like every day. If you go on social media, it's one every single day. And even locally, like if you look at like what's going on in Waltham Abbey, which I know comes under part of EPPING District County Council, but you know it's every day there's something. This school kid, that's another thing we got to fear when the kids go back, because now that's going to go. Surely it's going to go up. You know. So, but now it's nice meeting you. Nice. What's your name, mate?
Dave.
Dave, I'm Martin, mate. Yeah, wicked. Cheers, mate. Let's put the thoughts of Dave there. So we can. Speed's going to let me cross. Sorry, mate. You can let me cross. Cheers, mate. I nearly got run over there. Sorry. The geezer, the fella slowed down. I stepped out to the road and then he sped up again and I stopped. I go and speak to these guys. I know these guys have been down here every week. How you doing, guys? You all right? Yeah. Martin, I've seen you down here a few times anyway. How you doing? You all right? Just speaking to more locals, really, about initial reaction to today.
Well,
surprised? Or
no,
not?
I'm not surprised. I knew it was a build-up to a letdown, you know. I knew that was the whole, that's the strategy, you know. They're going to
give you that little win.
Yeah, give you that little win, then they'll let you down, and then you think, well, at least we tried, and we all go home. That's what they're doing. You know, the courts even said that they're more important than us. You know, blatantly admitted it.
Says it all.
Yeah.
I was listening to. I tried to listen to as much as I could yesterday, and the other thing was when the defence used Holly Whitbread's own words as a witness statement to favour their argument, because she was even saying about like obviously she was speaking badly of the local. Well, she wasn't even saying they were local. She was saying people going down here extreme. You know, they're trying to cause aggro.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
the reason why she's never been down, because
No.
you know, you get branded with far right. You know, the British flag. You know, the English flag in particular. You know, they say it's far right. You know, who's the flag belong to? St George. You
Yeah,
know?
these are patron saint.
Yeah, it's Turkish.
Yeah.
So how can it be a racist
Well,
flag?
it's not. But how can you not? If it's your own flag, I've all week been having these like sort of debates about it's a flag. If you don't like it, then don't look at it. Then
Yeah, exactly.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Why is it so controversial? It don't need to be.
I
You
think
want
if you're far right, we'd be sticking up German flags, wouldn't we?
We should be proud of
Oh.
our flag.
You know?
We would have put
Well,
marks,
they're
we
not-
should have the right to put marks.
You know, Antifa. You know, they're socialists. You know, the Nazi Party was a socialist party. You know, and they call us Nazis.
But that don't make sense because a lot of them are pro-Pali and they're all there with pro-Palestinian
Yeah.
flags who
Yeah,
hate the Israelis.
And their leader, Jeremy Corbyn, you know, he's a Jew hater.
Well, his brother's Piers has been down a few times, hasn't he?
Huh?
His brother Piers
Yeah,
has been down a
his
few
brother's
times.
all right, you know, but you know,
Woo!
Jeremy Corbyn, you know, anti-Semitist, you know, and they're all, you know, if that's the people they're voting for. That means they're all anti-Semitic as well. You know, they'll come down here and say we're Nazis and you know whatever, and you know, say we're far right.
What do you think we does, like, realistically? I know as locals, all we can do is get out and protest, right, every week.
Yeah.
But like, you know, now there's obviously going to be a trial at some point. I don't even know when it was, if it's been listed or anything for a particular date. But if that also goes in favour of the Home Office,
Yeah.
which means that this gets to stay open, I mean that's going to have massive ramification because now that means that's going to put a wrap round the migrants, the illegal migrants. They're protected already, but it now means if that goes in their favour, they can pretty much do what they want, and they're going to be here for good.
Yeah. You know, we're second-class citizens in our own country now.
Yeah.
You know, they said that in court. That's not, you know, me chanting propaganda. I'm just reciting what they said in court. You know, they're all men of fighting age. You know, they're all coming over here because they're being enticed. You know, they're being given a little tickle under the chin. You know, PlayStation, mobile phone, 4 meals a day, luxury accommodation.
Free clothing. They've been coming back from Westfields with JD sports bags
Yeah,
yesterday.
there's an agenda to it.
They also get
You know, the Home Office, you know, they've got warehouses full of guns, they've got warehouses full of grenades, they've turned these hotels into warehouses, and now they've got warehouses full of fighting age men.
the sleeper cells, basically.
Well, who knows? They might be storing them up to send them to Ukraine. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But that is it. We don't know, which is the part of the problem.
There's 3,700,000 men of fighting age between the age of 25 and 60 in Ukraine. Their military's running down to a nub. You know, you know, they're going round in vans in Ukraine. They're Shanghaiing people. These people got no identities. So if military vans turned up in the middle of the night, put them on the military vans, took them to a military base like Copial Down or Senny Bridge, you know, they could train them up, send them out to Ukraine. If they die, they ain't even got an identity. You know, that's just a theory.
How do you think how do we keep on fighting as well as just protesting? Like, I know, like, we keep going back to MPs and this. Like, do you think we're getting to that point, like, of where there is going to be civil unrest?
Oh, civil unrest is coming, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'll move out before that time. You know, I'll leave the country.
The thing is, though, if you've done that, do you feel then you're leaving, obviously, the people behind to sort of continue your fight?
I've got much family. I've got this one here.
Yeah.
I've got my nephew.
Sad, don't it? You know what I mean? That you have to think like that.
Yeah, I've got the grandchildren.
Yeah. It's sad, though, you get put into a position where you have to think like that because the country's in. You know what it is? I wouldn't blame you. Like, you know, I thought about thinking, but I've got my kids are young, so I'm
I'll
like,
take my son, my daughter, my grandchildren, and I'll move somewhere else.
there's just nothing like. For me, like, you're working, you're paying your taxes. What are you getting back for it? You're getting nothing, and then you see people getting it taken. All it's like an actual, you know, it's like they're your business partners because they're taking everything that you're earning.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I just think there comes a point where it's going to stop because when I go down like my own little rabbit holes in my head, and I think, right, okay, let's say they keep bringing them over, and we get like British people that have invested into the economy over the years, leave and move out. Yeah, there comes a point where there's going to be no one here to pay tax.
Yeah.
So then, what happens then? The whole country will just
The
implode.
government, they don't do anything for nothing. You know, there's always an agenda behind it. I mean, if they let old people freeze to death, you know, because they won't pay, pay the gas or give them a little bit of money, and they're giving them all this, you know, it's like in Shooty Bang Bang, you know, the child catcher. You know, he's got a van with the doors open, and he's offering sweets and goodies, and the kids go in, they close the door, you know, and that's what they're doing with these refugees, I think.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like, would you blame them for doing it? You don't blame them coming over. I don't necessarily blame them.
Do you know what? If I was a refugee in another country and I was being offered all that, that would arouse my suspicion. I'd think, why does a country want to do that? And if I looked into it any further, and I see that the indigenous people that live here are being treated like shit, I think there's something suspicious about coming to here.
Yeah, but also you've got to think some of the countries or the way that they live their lives, because obviously their culture doesn't mix. You know, it's proven how multiculturalism doesn't work. If they've come over, they don't want to. The thing is, they are here illegally until they're processed, right? In my eyes, that's because they've come with no documents. So they've come here, they've stepped foot onto our shores, by whatever means, without any documentation. Which means, but they've been allowed to walk in our community.
Yeah.
You know, it's like maybe imagine having an open prison, letting the prisoners just walk around in your high street.
The thing everyone seems to forget, they're all men of fighting age.
Yeah.
Now, if there was a conflict in a country, you know, what would you do? If you had rubber dinghies, you put your women and your children on the rubber dinghy, you'd send the rubber dinghy off to England, and you'd pick up a pitchfork and you'd fight, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you'd fight the conflict. You know, you'd be thinking women and children first. You know, when the Titanic sunk, you know, it weren't all the men that jumped on the boat. Yeah. You know, there's probably men that were in fear of their life, in fear of missing their loved ones. But, you know, they had to do their civic duty and put the women and children on the boat, and they were probably shit scared. But they sunk with the boat to save the women and children.
But obviously, these guys want to they don't really care. But that's because I don't think they're fleeing from these countries that they say they are. Because what's wrong with, they're supposed to go to the next closest country, They've probably passed through 5 or 6 to get to the UK. It's just all about the welfare. That's all they give a shit about.
If there's conflicts in a nation, the first thing you do is you get your women and children safe. You know, if you've got a rubber dinghy, you put women, children on it, and you sail it off to England, and you pick up a pitchfork, and you fight your enemy that's your aggressors, don't you?
Yeah, of course. Because you'd want to protect your sovereignty in the country that you're from.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what you would do.
In terms of, like, obviously, now we've got the kids going back next week. They're going to be here beyond the 12th.
There from the nose,
he
wasn't getting the content that he wanted. He was over your shoulder with a camera.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
so he's stealing my content as well.
He
wasn't mainstream media.
He
Where's he
hearing
from?
Me say, we're far right, this, that, and the other. So he buggered off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
where's he from?
You can see that the news is fake.
Yeah.
It's manipulated.
So I was saying to this guy over there, I just had a chat to, like, obviously I've just started doing a bit of citizen journalism coming down here since the protests have started. And for me, it's just recording and documenting what we can all see and chatting to real locals, real people. Because when you hear like like, you know, making things like, oh, they're not locals, they're just people that want to cause trouble. The real locals, they don't want nothing but these people to be here and protesting. That is absolute nonsense. I can walk down that road now, and I've knocked on people's doors. I've seen people come out of their houses, and I've spoken to them, and they're all in favour. I've seen 1 or 2 that have been in favour with the Antifa and stand up to racism, so I'm not going to deny that. But 90% of them have all been in favour of what's been going on, and they all do live local.
Just look at the amount of people bibbing as they're going past.
Yeah.
You know, these people got jobs. They might work for the council. If their face is seen on the national news, they're going to lose their job at the council or their job serving at McDonald's or whatever. So, you know, they're in fear of coming down here. But, you know, everybody in Epping is in support of what we're doing.
Of course they are.
Probably about 1 or 2% that ain't.
Well, the ones that on the protests where they've been planned and they've been planned peacefully as well, very, especially the first few, there's been like, hundreds of people have rocked up here on a Thursday and a Sunday. They don't need to. Do you really think you want to be here on a Sunday protesting?
I've I've said to the police.
Sorry, I mean, I know it's Friday today. I'll get my days mixed
I've
up.
got better things
You know,
to do than come down here.
You know-
But
See?
if I don't make a stand,
Who will? Because
if I don't make a stand, then my grandkids get older and they can't have a place to live, and all madness is going on. At least I can say, at least I tried. At least I've done something. Made an effort.
well, the thing is, though, if we all sat at home and had the attitude, then it would just be going on, which it has been. Like, I'm not going to deny. Maybe maybe we've all been asleep the last sort of 20 years. Do you know what I mean? So maybe we do have ourselves to blame in that respect, but we should. But the way that the government have done it, the way the government have done it though, is that they've incrementally put things in your brain to through the mainstream media. So you think people would be afraid to go out wearing the St. George's cross because they're a bit, but I don't want to be called a racist. You know what I mean? That's been going on now. People don't really give a shit. People don't care. People
If
have enough.
you come here and see what's going on, and then you go home and you watch independent journalism, then when you see the mainstream news, you can see how it's twisted up. I mean, I've done an interview with Sky, and the interview lasted about 15 minutes, and I was impartial. I said both sides of the story. They cut all the good bits out, all the positives, put all the negatives in, and the woman that works in the card shop, she done an interview with them. She said they've done exactly the same thing to her. Cut all the positives out. If you said, something about a far right flag or something like that, bang, it'd be on the nose.
No, I agree.
Very manipulated.
It's always been manipulated, and they want you to believe the narrative that they're trying to portray.
Oh yeah.
Hence, like now, I'm doing a live stream so people can see. So it's like from start to finish, it is what it is. Whatever I see is there.
That's why it's called television programs.
Yeah.
Because you're being programmed.
No, exactly.
It's all in the wording.
I couldn't agree more. But what you just said, that's why Sarah and all of were talking to the son. I was like, "You sure you weren't talking to him?" The geezer got a bit funny with me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, no, mate, because you're not really got all good reputations because exactly them reasons. Because I know they've done a few interviews with mainstream media before, but I said that doesn't mean to say what they do. They'll build you up, and then when they've got the headline they really want to do, they won't care about throwing you under the bus.
Yeah.
They will not care. You know what I mean? How many times in the media done it in the past to sort of like football players or celebrities? You know what I mean? They build you up on the pedestal. Oh, you're brilliant, and then bang, they will not care.
It's crazy how you do a 15-minute interview and they cut it and edit it. It looks even like one long stream.
Yeah.
And they take all the negatives out, all the positives out, put all the negatives in, and make you look like an idiot. So when the mainstream media news come up, you just don't say anything to them.
No, that's why you better fly. Like you say, that geezer. I don't even. Do you know where he was from? What newspaper or?
It was Sky News.
Oh, he was Sky News. Yeah. So even then, it's funny you say that because they done. I saw one of their posts that come up, and they were doing a live court ruling. Yeah, they took a clip of the judge, and they had only. You think how big Sky News their X account must be huge. It only had like 90 likes on it.
Oh, this is another thing.
This
is another thing. You watch Sky News Australia, they're all on our side.
Yeah.
You watch Sky News England, they're all against us. And they're the same company.
Yeah.
So they're showing the truth in Australia because it doesn't affect their narrative. But over here, they manipulate it.
On that, then, what do you think about how good do you think it's been? Like you've had the likes of JD Vance come out recently.
Yeah.
Obviously Elon Musk. Obviously, I know that Elon Musk has been back in the UK for quite a long while, and Trump. But just more recently now, they're really scrutinising the UK and freedom of speech.
I think if it gets any worse, looking at their attitudes and what they've been saying recently, I think America's going to come and liberate England.
Do you know what? I would love that to happen.
I think that's going to happen in the future.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I would. I would just having a laugh about it. But can you imagine if the US actually invaded the UK to free us out?
Yeah. If the US invaded UK to free us up, who do you think all these people? Who do you think side they're going to be on?
Oh, mate. I mean, the way Trump speaks about, he says in the way that he comes out with things, obviously, with Sadiq Khan. If you remember that interview he done with Keir Starmer went over to the US, didn't he? And he was the things he was saying, all the things about Sadiq Khan that we'd love to hear, he's a horrible, nasty little man, which he is. And and they're defending him.
But you've seen Sadiq Khan when he's in court, and they were talking about the rape gangs.
Yeah. Oh, when he's in the London Assembly. When he's in the London Assembly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
What are you stupid? You know,
Susan Hall, she's brilliant. I know she's
even-
conservative, but
yeah,
she's
even
brilliant.
Robert said, how can I explain it any clearer to you?
Yeah.
You know.
Because what it is, they're on a clock system.
Yeah.
So what he does, he hesitates to run the clock downstairs and got to answer the question.
World's gone nuts.
And then you got the head of the chair, who's his mate, and then he always interrupts, going, he can't answer it any clearer than what he has, or things like that. You'd be like, hang on. But anyway, look, I've had enough of your time.
News
What's
behind you.
Yeah, that's right. Sly news.
Yeah.
Sly news.
They'll come and chop and edit it all out, make us look like far right mugs.
What's your name, mate?
It's Keith.
Keith. Are you on X or anything like that?
No, I don't use social media at all.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Nice talk. I'm sure I'll come back and have a few more words with you at some point. Oh, guys, there you go. I'm going to go and scroll through some more comments. Got more police turning up. Why do you need... I don't even know how many comments there is. Sorry, one sec. Just going to point it on here. James White. Yeah, I know, Sarah. I'm just looking up. I've not read all the comments because obviously I've been talking, but I need to sort out mods. Then have a look at some of the settings. Right, I know there's a setting that I can only subscribers can message, but then I don't really want anyone. Just guys, just keep it civil in the comment section, yeah. What's happening, Mitch, mate? How you doing, Mitch Media? I know a few people have gone down to Cheshunt tonight because there was a planned protest. Have you got the water there? Please, yeah, cheers. So what's everyone's opinions on Sly News then? Filming over my shoulder. I think it's been raining, isn't it? Oh, is it Cheshunt AY? Yeah, there's plenty of mainstream media down here. I'm gonna have a little look. Stop violence against women and children. So, guys, what do you reckon? Where are we gonna go with this? I'm gonna try and come back down Sunday as well, because Sundays there is a planned protest. I'm surprised there's very little police presence, to be fair. It's literally like... Did any of you see the video of the woman up now being tried? One of four. Yeah, do you know what? They're probably when I came down the other week, they were being taken down then, but I don't know. They probably weren't expecting people to come down today, so they were probably taken away because obviously there's a bus stop there, and they probably didn't have enough time to put them back up. But the barricades are hidden behind. Look, they're actually kept in the hotel. Sorry, mate. Those are the railings which have been kept in the hotel. So we'll have a little walk around. So I don't know if you heard earlier as well. So when I was speaking to Orla, they basically saw 3 or 4 of them, or coming back to the hotel. coming back to the hotel. Sorry, come back to the hotel in JD Sports bags with brand new. We've been clothes shopping down Westfield by the looks of it. We've seen a few people come in and out. You can see a little security guard through there. EPPING SOS second class citizens. There you go.
Well, if I look at you, I would have said the other way around. Why you dressed?
I will unsub later, but also I'm just as long as you're. No, I've undone that thing anyway. I was just testing it out. I'm still quite new to YouTube. I normally stream on X and that, but I'm getting used to YouTube. Moxie, mate, yes. Everyone give Moxie Don a follow, man. If you need any graphic design work done, man, he done on my logo for my YouTube channel. He does loads of branding. He's probably reasonably priced as well. So. Right, the protest, mate. It's not really a protest, mate. We just come back down. This is in Epping, the Bell Hotel. This is just about the judge ruling in favour of the Home Office today. There was a court ruling for them to give them a chance to appeal. Previously, there was an injunction in place, and the previous judge ruled that the Home Office weren't allowed to make their application, and they've appealed that, and they've won it. They've overturned that decision, which means there's going to be a trial at some point. Does anyone know if they listed it at all? In fact, let me go and speak to Sarah. Sky News, yeah, Sky News are shit. Sly News, I call them. Keir Starling is a traitor. In America, we don't exactly know what happened in the UK because the media won't show truth. Oh, really? What, in America? Are you sure? Even with Trump there? Do you have in the US though? Don't you have citizen journalists there? And reporting back. Yeah, caught them. Yes, Mitch, mate. Yeah, hi, Adam. Eddie, hello, mate. Give Eddie Alexander a follow, by the way. He's got some amazing footage. Yeah, Ed, listen, I'm going to... Eddie, you're doing the space later. Yeah, I'm going to try and co-host it if I can. I just need to get back. I've got to... I'm going to a wedding in the morning, mate, so I've got to be up early doors to leave for London. But so as long as I don't have a late night, what time are you planning on doing the space, mate? Guys, give Eddie Alexander a follow or subscribe to his channel. He's got some wicked footage. He's the one that caught the migrant slitting his throat behind the window. So that went viral. So that's Eddie Alexander. He's quite he's a citizen journalist as well as mixed media. You follow us both on X as well. We're going to do a live. We're going to do a space this evening. This depends what time though, Ed, and I'll come and co-host with you. Ed will host it. Ed, are you coming down? Are you down on Sunday at all? Get Starmer and the zombie lefties out. Yes, Miss Ladybug. Miss Ladybug. Trump's a bit, yeah. Nah, mate. I'm gonna admit I'm a Trump supporter, man. I'm a Trump supporter. Nice. 7 p.m. Oh shit. Well, mate, I've only just got here. I think I'll be here longer than 7. Well, I might be able to do though. If Al drives back, I might be able to jump on. But obviously, it might jump in and out on the reception when I'm driving back. I hope Britain gets their freedom back from them. Yeah, well, do you know what? It feels like a massive kick in the teeth at the moment. We are actually treated as second-class citizens in our own country. Guys, do you mind sharing the live if you can, please? We'll probably do a live space with Ed later. And Ed, if depending on what time I get out of here, I'll come and I'll probably only be able to do an hour then if you're starting that early. What are you doing it on? What's the protest for? Yeah, Megan, it's just it's not really. It's just more of a gathering after the court ruling at EPPING today. So I've explained it about 3 times, but you can. Ryan, I've told you about 3 times maybe what the protest is for. I'm not saying it again. Go and Google it, or go and look on my ex. Fuck. It's to do with the High Court ruling, mate. I'm just trying to. I probably need to go and get some more people to speak to. Pick up some numbers on here. Sorry. Here we go. Managed to get hold of you. You alright?
You alright?
Yeah. Are we pissed off today?
Pissed off. I'm fucking fuming. Actually fuming. But to be fair, am I shocked? No, I'm not shocked at all. We knew this was going to happen. The judges and the Prime Minister and everyone in the House of Parliament are all in cahoots with one another. They're all mates. They don't care about us. They gave us a little bit of oh look, give them that last week. They'll be happy. They might stop protesting and then take it away today. We knew that was going to happen. So no, I'm not shocked. I'm still annoyed.
You can swear. I'm trying to cut down on my swearing.
Are you?
I'm really trying hard.
I'm supposed to be a counsellor soon.
I know. So Sarah is a reform candidate for it's Chigwell, isn't it?
Chigwell and
Buckhurst Hill. So if you support reform, which I don't, then you can give her your support.
Yes.
What are your? So if we try and go over a few things that was obviously announced throughout the hearing.
Yeah.
Asylum seekers, basically, in a nutshell, getting. Well, they're prioritised over.
They're massively prioritised over us. We know that. If they wasn't prioritised over us, they wouldn't be here in the first place. You'd detain them somewhere where they can't roam the streets. You know, if I break into your house, I'd be arrested. I wouldn't then be allowed to roam the streets freely. I'd be charged with a crime. They've broke into our country. They've committed a crime. If they followed the proper channels and come here legally, it would be all right, wouldn't it?
They wouldn't be in a hotel to begin with, would they? Where, in all seriousness, where do you think? Because I know my answer to this question, but where do you think they should be home if they do get moved? Where would you say
I think they should be?
Yeah.
I think that they should build centres like they did with the Nightingale Clinic during COVID. They whipped them up quick enough, didn't they? Mm-hmm. Put them in somewhere like that. They're not allowed into the community until they've been processed and basically deport all of them. Because how many of them are actually claiming proper asylum? They've all come from France. It's a place of safety. France is not at war. So why are they then coming across here? Someone said to me the other day, it's women and children. It's a very small fraction that are women and children. And me, as a mother, I would never, ever, ever put my kid's life at risk crossing a channel when I'm at a point of safety. I'd kiss the ground that I'm walking on if I was from a war-torn country, apparently. And also, when I was asked by Channel 4 the other day, who kept trying to spin the narrative on every answer I gave, when they said to me, there's women and children, this is at another hotel I was outside protesting, you're here for women and children's rights. I said, firstly, we're protesting peacefully. Secondly, please do not be that deluded that women do not commit crimes. We know that a lot of these women that come here are, say, like people that will go and pickpocket and use their children as a decoy. Don't even get me started on that.
With the, we can now confirm there's 138 capacity service users. So when they use that terminology, I was like thinking, does that mean there's 138 people in there, or does that mean that's the capacity of it? But how many of them are women and children?
None.
We know that there's absolutely zero here.
There's zero here.
So in terms of obviously what you and all are, with the pink protest, and that's to protect our women and children from them.
So the women and children, basically what they're saying in court today is we have no human rights. We've got no rights because they're putting these lot in here who last week was spitting at me and throwing apples at some of us, like opening the doors up and throwing objects at us and shouting at us. God knows what they were saying, but they was very, very aggressive. That is not somebody who's got morals and treats women with respect. These people that come here with the ideology that someone like myself is less than a second-class citizen, they do not land on British soil and all of a sudden go, yeah, I've got good morals and I've got good work ethics, and you know what, I want to put into this country. They hate the English, they hate Britain. Why are they here? Why are they here?
Well, because it's free welfare.
Of course it is. So our government are to blame. And the other person who's to blame is Epping Council, Holly Whitbread. Her dad's sunning himself out in Ibiza at the moment, when I think this should be a prime time, like,
Well, he should come back then, shouldn't he?
He should come back. But no, because of them and their failings to even fill out paperwork to refuse this from going ahead years ago, they didn't. They're incompetent at their job. And Holly Whitbread, while you're at it, if you can't say constructive, heated criticism that I gave her last week, and she wants to put out information saying that I'm a neo-Nazi or that I rub shoulders with neo-Nazis, grow a backbone, you despicable human being, and do your job properly, because the people of Epping have had enough. I think you should resign because you're incompetent at doing your job.
In terms of the planning, do you know any more details? You're getting fed up me asking you questions.
No, go ahead. I like the interview. You're all right.
Well, you've been doing interviews all day, haven't you?
I know.
Who's interviewed you today?
Talk TV this morning, GB News this afternoon. I've done a thing with the Daily Mail, done a thing with the Sun, and
You spoke to the Sun. I told you not to speak with him.
No, but
What
the
do you
guy
know
from
but?
the Sun called me for the simple reason I was on Talk TV with him this morning, and he was promoting that what's going on is wrong. He was on our side, and after I got off the talk with them, he called me directly. He said, "Mind me getting your number? I'd really love to do a piece because I want to say that where's the human rights of women and children?" He said, and I think everyone needs to know that this is wrong. What's going on? And so there, I was like, you know what? They haven't misquoted us.
They've not printed the headline yet.
But I
Don't trust any of them.
Yeah.
I don't know why you bother trusting
No, I
any of them.
trust you.
Because I'm a normal bloke. Like, I don't get paid for this.
I know.
I don't get paid.
No, of course. And I know what you're saying. A lot of the mainstream media, they do spin the narrative. Channel 4 is the worst ever. But last week, that woman did not know what to say to me because every single time she tried to say something, I just
Put in her place.
Yeah, and she tried to say that because I was standing next to Callum. She said, "How would Reform feel that you're rubbing shoulders with a neo-Nazi?" Well, hold on a minute. Who said I'm rubbing shoulders with him? I'm at a protest because I don't believe in young women and children.
Well, he's no longer associated with the Homeland Party.
Yeah, and he wasn't. He's not a neo-Nazi.
Yeah, he's not one anyway.
And he's not one anyway. But, and I said to her, and they went, "How would Reform feel about it?" And I said to her, I think it'd be pretty narrow-minded for Reform or anyone to think that every single person here shares the same political beliefs as me. But what we're all here for is to prevent young women and children getting sexually assaulted, and we're also here to stop illegal migrants coming into our country.
You was also earlier this week. I seen that you was at one of Farage's conferences.
I was a front row.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Was this because obviously I was away? Was it about his immigration policy? Can you just give us a rundown of what he's saying?
So basically, it's what we all know: leave the ECHR, put people into detention centres. You've got to have common sense with this. People have got to be deported, but they can be processed really quickly. If we remove ourselves from the ECHR, we're not under any guidelines from them. We can do what we need to do. It's about deporting people back to where they come from, their point of origin. If them countries refuse or try to put obstacles in the way, then what's going to happen is they're going to say, well, maybe we'll remove any funding that we give you. I would say stop all flights to that country. If they're not willing to take their people, then we don't want to.
And they're criminals that are in our prisons as well.
Yeah.
I think we've got about 11,000 foreign criminals. Is that right?
Yeah.
In our country, in the UK. So yeah, I'm pretty. From what I read, I might be wrong. Someone can correct me in the chat. But that frees up 11,000 spaces for our own criminals in this country causing sexual assaults and abuse and rapes.
Issue. We're not an innocent country. We do have our own murderers, rapists, paedophiles. pedophiles, people that mug old women. Like, it's disgusting. But that's why we've got a prison system. Prison system is there to be used, but for our people, we don't need to flood it with people that have come here illegally and committed crimes.
But we'd rather imprison people that say hurty words and release people or give them suspended sentences for those MPs or so-called criminals who you know they commit, you know.
How can you lock someone up because a post that they put? Come on, like, I'm sure there's posts to everyone here that someone could go, oh, I find that really offensive. Go up.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should be imprisoned for anything they say or post.
No.
Okay, regardless of what side you're on. However, I know, like, obviously we've had the thing with Ricky Jones and Lucy Connolly, even though the two separate things because they were dealt with differently. One admitted guilt, even though she was under duress to plead guilty. We feel, and she was probably given not very good advice by her legal team at the time. As opposed to someone like Ricky Jones, who I believe done something far more worse, but pleaded not guilty, and then obviously got a jury trial, and then obviously got let off.
Yeah.
So they are, in terms of the judiciary and the way the court system work, they've obviously processed completely different ways. However, obviously from a point of view where you see someone like Lucy Connolly still get in prison, and you see someone like
such a long time.
Yeah, for such a long time, she was definitely a political prisoner.
Yeah.
And then you see someone like Ricky Jones who just gets to that is to me, it's just injustice. It's just a big injustice. But if Lucy Connolly had been just given a telling off, even though it's something that she deleted, I don't necessarily agree with what she might have said. But you just got to take everything into context. You know, people's circumstances. Everyone says things for different reasons, right? Then I would have had no problem with Ricky Jones walking free.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's just at the end of the day, it's a gesture. Not that I don't agree with it. Like, I don't agree with these. You know, when you got the Antifa lot doing these neo-Nazis, Nazi salutes, and they're calling us Nazis. As much as we're not Nazis, and I hate to be called one.
I've been added to a far-right Nazi watch list, basically, because I'm here week in, week out. I've had some strong views. Are they strong views? They're just right views. Basically, because I give Holly some heated criticism, I've now been added onto a watch list.
So what it is, you've said something that some people don't like, and you said something outspoken, which you've probably been, like everyone else over the last 20 years, have been so suppressed, and you feel like you've been, also I'm putting words in your mouth here, but this is the way that I see it. People are just, they have been suppressed. So I was saying to one of the gentlemen earlier, like, you know, people wouldn't go out or hang up a St. George's flag or a Union flag purely because they'd be deemed a racist or be called far right, and now they don't really care because we shouldn't be. But then what's wrong with flying your national flag?
You can go to any country in the world, they fly their national flag. If I was going in America, if I moved to America and lived in America, I'd fly the American flag outside my house because I'd think I've gone there because I love that country. Wherever I go in the world, I'm going there because I love being there, no matter what it is. People who want to come to Great Britain, they're coming here and they hate us. They hate this country, but yet they want to come here. We should be allowed to fly a flag. Someone said to me the other week, it does look a little bit racist when you're flying a flag. I was like, why?
A little bit? How can you just be like
How can it look a little bit racist? Why?
Yeah.
We should be proud to be here. And everyone who comes here legally, they're proud to be here. They don't see that as a sign of racism. But what the mainstream media like to do is spin the narrative. So when we have Isaac, who comes from Stratford, big tall black guy, he's standing behind me, I'm talking to him. When the media releases their pictures, they cut him out.
Yeah, of course.
What's that about?
Of course, it's narrative. It's all about the narrative.
Epping is predominantly white area. That doesn't make us racist.
Yeah.
You go to an area where it's more diverse, you'll have a more diverse crowd. It's just utter crap.
Just going back to the whole court ruling and with the hotel.
Yeah.
Has we're expecting a trial now, yeah?
Yeah.
Has the date been listed?
I was on news earlier, so
I don't know either.
Yeah,
so
I think there has been a court date. I think there has. I know it's October.
It's October, right?
It's October. Can't quote me on the date.
Okay, well we can look that up. Because they normally would do it. They would normally do it while they're in the court. They'd obviously go for the next available.
Like second or something like that. But someone will have to put in the comments now
Yeah,
And
someone
let
can
us
find
know.
out the information. Well, we can find out later anyway. So, in terms of like, so let's just get this. Let's be clear on this, right? Because so now the Home Office can get involved in this basically and put and present a case against the local authority to keep the hotel open. So now local decisions are being taken away from the districts.
The voice of the people in Epping doesn't count for anything. They don't care about us. They're going to keep this open. Like they said earlier, the asylum seekers write some that tip us. That's not what should be happening. This needs to be closed down, or make it that they can't leave here. Make it that there's a curfew, and
Yeah.
they can't leave.
But then they say that's against their liberty. But
They're
I would
breaking
say,
the country.
but I would say exactly one that, and two, they've got grounds here.
Of course they have. They've got pool tables, they've got PlayStations, they've got 3 square meals a day.
They've got a big car park they can walk around.
They've got everything.
They should be contained.
Yeah, they should be contained. We don't know who they are. And and another thing, like, I've got a good place where every single one of these illegal migrants could go. See all the left that turn up and they want to counter protest. Open your houses, because if you care that much about them, take them in.
Yeah,
You have them.
I agree. And so let's say then let's like speak a little bit of hindsight then. So let's say the decision would have gone in favour of us, and they would have been closed down on the 12th.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind that schools are going back next week.
Me anyway.
Because they technically then where would they have gone? Because would they have gone into HMOs? I believe they.
So Epping was already a green tick. They said that they would house them in HMOs, Airbnbs, and social housing. Epping already agreed that they would take them, along with other boroughs.
Right, so the social housing, so they get a priority there straight away.
They dip it, rather than say a woman that's say been domestic violence, got 3 kids, needs somewhere to live. She's put to the bottom of the pile. But this lot in here, who come here illegally, have committed a crime straight away. That's it. They've committed a crime as soon as they broke into the country.
So I think also, like, I agree with what you say in terms of types of accommodation. They can also use ex-army camps, RAF camps.
You only have to look online. They're allowed, asylum seekers are allowed to be housed in tents. Yeah? Go and do, like I said, Nightingale Clinic.
Yeah.
They've done them. They built them really quickly. They could be there. They could use.
And they're temporary as well, so you can take them back down. So you could put them on a plot of land for temporary use, and then take them back down after.
100%.
You know, you'd be surprised like how many people you can fit in them.
And listen, they need to be detained. These people have not come from a war-torn country. They've come from a point of safety. I'm repeating myself again, but it's the same old argument time and time again. And when people are going, oh, don't you feel sorry for them? No, I don't feel sorry for them. They've left their women and children. What, are they all single men?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like, there might be the odd few. And
well, we know why they're here. They're basically, you know, they say we don't go. They
know what's going to happen.
But for me, I think like when people go, oh, where they're going to go, you're just moving the problem. Yeah, okay, let's say we are moving the problem. Say we are moving it elsewhere. Okay, then people need to get out, protest as well. What we need to do is force the problem to a point where the pressure cooker, explodes, right? And then bring the problem back to the border, because then they've got to stop. They can't then house people when there's no housing for them. So they stop there. Then that will pile up, because if they cross our shores, where they're going to go?
They're chucking people out of houses. They're actually chucking people out of houses and housing them in these houses.
So now you're making like.
So there's an MP that owns one of these hotels. Is that not a conflict of interest? They're being paid by the government to house people. They're coining in. I want to call out everyone who owns these places. But do you know how much the insurance is on these places? Because they're not hotels anymore. They're housing people. Because it's now not an actual hotel, is it? It's a hostel, it's a whatever. The insurances have gone through the roof, and that's what now needs to be called out. Someone will have to look into this. I'm going to look into it. But there's one hotel the government has paid £50 million in insurance for one of these sites.
They paid £50 million.
Yeah. So I'm going to look into it. I'm going to do a bit more digging.
Well, I don't want to. I'll just say okay.
So that could be a misquote, but there are. If you want, we've got to look into it.
Okay.
Because-
One last question.
Yes.
So I know you're gonna kill me otherwise. In how obviously the judge listened to the case yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a few failings there from the EPPING council, right?
Well, that's
How
it.
do they now how do they represent this case now moving forward in order to try and give themselves a
Who,
chance to
EPPING?
win? Yeah.
They need to submit all forms, all applications correctly, learn what to do, learn how to read the papers, learn to submit something correctly, rather than just letting it sit in your desk.
Are we talking about the timing bit? Because the judge pulled them up on, well, why does it take, one of them did, I think it was the lady, I can't remember her name. She said she was like saying about the 30-month time frame. 30-month time frame, you know, in between, which was delayed.
Yeah, they've had plenty of time to fill out documentation. They chose not to. They've let it ride. Maybe they was getting a backhander off of. Maybe they was getting a backhander off of the hotel group. Who knows?
Okay, so really they've got a lot of work to do, because if it is in October, then there's not a lot of time.
They've got a lot of work to do, but I'm pretty sure if they knuckle down and do something constructive, I think they can get it done. But
Okay.
do they really want to?
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Sarah. We'll have another chat after, but I'll leave you to it. See you in a bit.
Oh.
I need some water.
You're right. Yeah, how are you? Are you? Where have you come from? Where have you been today?
No, I've been working in the centre of London.
Oh, okay. We always do 6. There's been a couple of times where we've done 4.
Right, guys, let's see what the comments are saying. Yeah, you can argue whether it was the Tories or Labour. They're all the same, to be honest. When you look into it a lot more, they're all the same people. It's a uni party, isn't it? That's the way that I see it.
We've done a march of it.
There's loads of mainstream media in now. I think there's BBC News here, look, the old fucking mainstream. Guys, can you keep the comments down? I'm just going to share the space myself. Right, guys, I'm going to try and find if there's anyone else to speak to. Otherwise, I might. How long have we been on here?
I said reenactment, not roleplay.
An hour and how long? Hour and 10 minutes. I might give it another 10 minutes, guys, and then I think we're going to come off the live. I wasn't even planning this live tonight. I'm going to try one again on Sunday at 6 p.m. We're going to be back down here. If there's an interview people, you should film the full version. They always cut. Yeah, I know, mate. That's what I'm doing. I think this is BBC, mate. See you later, Ling Ling.
Debbie.
Some people like it, some people don't.
Why?
It's going to be a bit. I've loaded up some military songs. Yeah.
You know, it was annoying. The geezer. I was interviewing that other woman. That geezer come over, who was filming you. He's fucking knocking me. Was that BBC?
Yeah, he's fucking melt.
I know. I was trying to catch the whole thing because so they're going to probably edit. I'm streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, go and do it, mate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you got that?
Well, not all of it probably because matey with a camera I was interviewing. If they wear these backpacks like they're doing the trains, they fucking knock people out of the way. Sorry, I swore in front of you, mate.
No, he's right,
But yeah, I'll probably what's your name, mate?
Ross Ellis.
Ross, yeah?
Yeah.
So, Ross, you're local, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think about the decision?
I think it's disgusting. I think the fact that our government don't care about our kids, right?
That's sun in your eyes, brother.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah.
No, it's all right, it's for you.
Then I look better with the sun in the eyes.
No, it's hell you so you're not blinded, mate.
No, to be honest with you, the government disgusting. Well done, right? I'm here with my son, right? My son, who's backing me and my decisions, everyone's decisions, right? Do you think at 12 years old he should be doing this to look after himself or his sister or his brother or his niece? It's not right, is it? It's not right.
No, it's not right. I mean, you've got better things to be doing on the start of your weekend on a Friday evening.
Listen,
You know, you'll be getting ready to go back to school next week. Do you know what I mean?
No, he wants to be on his PlayStation.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah.
But I'm going to do it. I'm coming back. You know, so I'm glad. Obviously, I brought up well, like the other boy Bailey. And, you know, at the end of the day, it ain't right, mate.
No.
Is it? It's not right.
They should be kids at this age. They should be be enjoying themselves.
They should be
But-
safe. Ask him.
You are. So, what's your name? Teddy.
Tell you. Well, yeah, tell him.
You're right with being on camera.
Yeah,
Right, cool. No, I always double check, get permission.
No, he's right. Tell you.
So, like, in terms of like what you see down there, obviously, how old you say you're 12? Yeah, 11. Yeah, so you're starting secondary school next week, yeah. Right, in terms of what do you make of all of this? Are you concerned for yourself and like
It's just
for your friends?
I'm here right now and trying to like get these people out of all of us.
Yeah.
We should be doing this right now. We all should be at home chilling out, having a good time, shouldn't we?
No, exactly. I couldn't agree more, mate. And it's a shame because it's like your dad's obviously he's concerned, so he's got to have these conversations with you. Whereas like when we were kids, with these conversations we'd just be out of our mates, looking after ourselves. We'd learn on the street. But now it's a bit more than that when you're dealing with like especially like young girls and women. You know what I mean? The things that have been happening to them. You know.
But no, he's a good boy. And yeah, do worry about him. So, worry about everyone. And you know what? It's not only about him. I worry about everyone's kids.
Yeah.
You know, I will gladly now die tomorrow. If someone says to me now, boss, if you die tomorrow, you still go away. I'll do it in a second.
No, bless
Do it
you,
in a
mate.
second to support my ex-wife, her kids, my friends' kids, my boys, you know.
Well, this is the thing what the government needs to understand, and even Epping Council, you know, the things they've been coming out with, you know, all this narrative about this far right and about who the protesters are. I've been coming down to a lot of these protests. I've probably only missed a couple. And I know for a fact, speaking to people, walking up and down the high street, speaking to locals there, the people here are locals. They're not far right, and they are generally concerned about
You don't listen.
about the women and children,
I haven't
especially
had
the ones at
drinks
the school.
I haven't had drinks because of obviously issues. I had drinks since January 4th, right? I'm still here. Right, I'm still here. For people like you, your kids, right? For my kids, for her kids, every other person who's got kids, that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. Simple as that.
And that's it. And if we don't do anything, we just continue like people need to get out more and
Yeah,
sit on.
if we just forget it and
Yeah.
don't talk about it, or don't do what we're doing now, right? What's going to happen?
Yeah.
Nothing.
We'll be all right. It's the younger ones. You know what I'm saying?
I think Reggie's coming down at some point. Have you met young Reggie yet?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we just do what we can do, mate. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all. You know?
No, we're nice speaking to you.
God bless you, mate.
I know you do manage to get some, so we're nice to meet you, mate. Yeah, you take care, mate. Yeah. There we go.
How did you pull in? What?
She had to work for it, mate.
Fucking hell, yeah. Fucking hell, she's punching, isn't she? Oh, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I'll cut that bit.
Yeah, because you know you fucking punching. God bless
Nice
you.
one, mate. See you later, mate. There we go. Cheeky bastard. fucking said I was punching, mate. Oh, it's quite funny. Um,
I know you are.
yeah, don't worry. I've muted Ling Ling because they're coming out with a load of old crap.
Just outside.
I will start using moderators. I just need to sort out how to do it.
Oh, I know. I was looking at yeah. See, you can all the way down here. That's it.
You're getting removed, mate. Right, guys, I think I'm going to end it there now. Thank you very much. Short and sweet. I'm going to be back down here on Sunday. I've pretty much spoken to everyone I need to speak to. I've spoken to most of the locals down here. I spoke to reform candidates, Sarah and Ola, all the other guys, all the mainstream media here. I can't be fucking bothered really with them. So I'm going to end that there, guys, and I'm going to probably try and jump on the space with Ed. He's starting at 7 o'clock. So if you follow Eddie Alexander on X, he'll be starting a live space. All right, I'm going to jump in at some point, but I'm not right away. Cheers, guys. I'm going to end this now. Thank you.